All transportation lines. And so now she'll then just so you know she gets to she might be. I don't have all the details so like don't really have this. And you know. Okay.
Yes. Yep, yeah. I'm like, it's too. But, yeah. I do look like that's the town is not you know, more like they're getting the perfect candidate for it sounds crazy. Like crazy.
Yes, yes.
So the daughter's friend. If she works out hard, so they can do for the senior. We're gonna make it. That's so sweet. She didn't get.
Yeah, yeah. Go in trouble.
Like, so you I know. Like the bottles were all in the
So if I see it, I'll just it's not. You need it. Listen, what we're going to do, household creates. It's just a thing. It's different, like. It's a help or something. Why? We all do direct.
baby.
That's okay.
Yeah. I can't. I feel but they were in a work failure. And it just went.
Friend of mine. Yeah. Well, but yes. Listen, like. Yeah. Like somebody and then find that maybe so and that's it. But I don't know. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right. Yesterday and they were, yeah, I was tired. Yes. Tonight we go. That is my weather too.
But you went off the resort for 3 days. There's
I'm
cowboy agents. Called it the news lab and down in yeah.
If you sell like but
You have to come here to meetings like that. Joining us today. Yeah, here we go. Thank you guys for joining us today. It's beautiful. I'm glad it turned out to be a really nice day. We have an action-packed day as far as all the vendors. There's a lot of raffles out there. Make sure you visit each one. They're all here to help your business grow. And we have an amazing food courtesy of KW Keystone and everyone's hard work. So make sure you get some food as your lunch here for today. There's a turn this off. All righty. We are going to start as soon as I figure out how to get back. Where's the present button?
Hi, sir.
Got it.
Huh.
Got it. Thank you. All right, we're gonna get started here with the Pledge of Allegiance. feel like I missed something. Business card, Belinda is in the back holding it down. If you have a business card, get it in the bowl. I need Tyler. Thank you for volunteering. Can you go upstairs to my office? There's a box of like random stuff in it. Bring what? Yeah. Like solar, stereo, all kinds of that stuff. That's for the drawing here, once we finish up this meeting, so definitely get your card in. We're gonna start with a t-shirt giveaway. We've got some new shirts in courtesy of To the T Outfitters and Garrison. So one of the first things we're gonna give away is whoever can guess who this child is.
Liz?
They're so cute.
They're pretty distorted. He wasn't born in the sixties. Sorry. Watch. Who is it? No.
Yo.
This is a harder one.
What do you want me to say? Because you said they're both days and I know the answer.
Get it every.
That's not get it.
74.
Same thing.
Give you a free lunch today. All right. Let's go over some gratitude. We had a great month. I'll kick it off. Red Day. Thank you for everybody that volunteered. We were able to help out 3 different locations this year. And it's always great to get back to the community. We talk about who gives to us. We want to give back to them. So it's great that KW does this every year, once a year. Gives us a chance to just kind of take part in who supports us every year. So thank you guys to whoever was able to attend. If you weren't and you're curious about next year, we'll get that going next May. Let's get some more. We always get, we gotta get some warm up here. Yes, Roxanne.
I want to thank Rachel. She has brilliant ideas. She's been able to help me with some things I've been stuck with, and she's the only person that's been able to push me out of my comfort zone.
I'll pass the message. Yes, Belinda?
For those who showed up to Red Day, I mean, a lot of work goes into that, but those who actually showed up, and I've heard nothing but raving reviews about everywhere we were at, all that we got done while we were there. And actually at Life Path, she actually took pictures of the heap of dust that we found. I think Jordan, you had the, anyway, she took pictures and she showed people, this is how dirty this place was. So very thankful.
We can get a little bit. I have one more. Well, thank you for doing that contract class.
Yes.
That's very, very useful. I think we want to get 2 of them going a year, so thank you. I heard the ones that were able to attend, I heard a lot of good reviews on it, just takeaways, things that maybe they didn't know. Doesn't matter how long you've been in it. Billy, you were waving.
Yeah, I just want to, I'm grateful for Mike. Allison Gurney. He comes in every day. He's a joyful person, full of sunshine, and really makes the office that much. It's just been, Aaron was just added to that.
She doesn't know. Thank you. Thank you.
Do you feel the same way?
Thank you, Peter, and would help. Good luck.
Yeah, so let's get a few more. Great.
I'm thankful for Will and Roxanne, Will for appointing me in the director, and Roxanne for giving me a good resource to reach out to for questions I had.
Couple more? Yes, Emily?
I'm thankful for you and Will for helping me with the situation with my lunch process.
Feel good? Good.
You know, we can't come fast.
Those are the ones like time goes so by, it goes by so quickly for some. And then those are the ones that just drag and drag and drag. But yeah, hopefully that makes it. Sounds like you're well on your way. Haley, did you have some?
Thank you.
Any particular, she's just amazing. Yeah, I agree. She's awesome. I gotta keep her caffeinated. One more, anybody? This is good. People like to hear good things.
I'm thankful for Andrew and his team. They are just so responsive, and even on a Saturday night at 10 o'clock. I said they get up to help ready for the 30th. I don't think he'll sleep.
About Lavender. Any thoughts?
And we were back and forth for the contract. Midnight, so.
Yeah, realtors are like second victors. Good, awesome. Yes, Nicole?
Liz too. Every time I reach out to her and ask if she has a listing that I could do an open house at, she always sends me somewhere. And I appreciate that.
Thank you for everything.
Cool. Now we're getting warmed up.
Thank you for Will, you too. You always answer so many questions I have, simple, wording and addendum soon. But thank you for you and Will and Roxanne too, she's very good too.
All right, thank you guys. All right, yep, Red Day, we talked about that a little. Here's a couple pictures, but thank you guys. We were able to help a youth center, a park and Life Path. Appreciate everybody that took part of their day and donated some time back to those people. And with that cultural moment, I mean, we have two great icons with our office, Amanda Lance with Rayak and Belinda, who also always heads on all of our activities outside of the office. Did you have anything, either one of you?
I just,
Economic Alliance?
oh, no, the raffle, the red, white, and you, it's Rayak raffle. It'll be drawn in July, so if you want a flyer, on the back of it, every day there's a prize. So Rayak's gonna pull one winner per day, and the prizes aren't under $50. So it's $50, $100. On July 4th, there's a $250 prize. So every day something will be drawn. One ticket is $25. 2 tickets is $40. You just scan the code. If you want a flyer, I have a couple printed. If not, it's on the Rayak website. I can print more. And then the money goes to housing related charities at the end of the year.
June, so that's at Heritage Hills 10-12, and then the golf outing is at Honey Run this year, and it's on June 5th. So if you're interested in that, we'll force them together. I think there's still some time to register for that. Belinda?
Okay, so we just did Red Day again. Thank you for everybody. I love getting the calls afterwards saying, your group was amazing. They got done more above and beyond what we thought. And that was Life Path this year. I'm just going to read. I got this in my email box, so I think you guys should hear it too. A big shout out and a huge thank you to our friends at Keller Williams. We're their friends now. Who came out to Life Path to do some serious spring cleaning as part of their company-wide hands-on community volunteerism. No dirt or dust bunnies were spared as they cleaned from floor to ceiling, beyond doors, and around every corner. All create a clean, healthy, welcoming environment for our people who come through the front doors. We are very grateful for you and your persistence and commitment to working in our community. Thank you from Life Path. So I thought that's pretty cool. We get that from them. And those over there, we had a really good time, and we saw a lot of dirt. So that was good. Now that Red Day is over with, our next project we did not get to because we didn't have enough people sign up was for a family who are homebound and have a ramp that was built for them last year by servants, and they need it stained. They're open to us doing it any day. I just told them we'd take it on after Red Day. Ryan and I talked. If you would want to volunteer for that, I'll try to get you all together. We probably need 4 to 6 people. Obviously, the more, the less time, but he thought even 4 could do it in a couple hours. It's a pretty big ramp. But anyway, I need that to get back to that family. So that's one thing we need to do. And then we still have our $150 veterans bags that really wasn't part of Red Day. It's just something I came across looking for Red Day opportunities. Danielle here has donated 100 t-shirts. We have the t-shirts now. Now it's the rest of the things. Some of you gave $30 last month. Because that's a number Ryan threw out that might do one bag. I'm going to, now not Red Day's over, that's our next goal. So $30, if you want to donate, there's my QR code. I'll do the shopping. You send me the money and I'll shop.
175 bags, right?
150.
150.
So anyway, we're well on our way and for the bags. So thank you. So I think I have $250 to go towards the bags right now, which isn't going to put a dent in how many we need to buy, but it's a start. So anyway, if you can help that way, great. And if you'd like to stay, please get a hold of me.
Great, thank you. Okay, I did forget one thing. Edwin is here for headshots. If anyone needs to do an updated headshot, he's back in the back. So as you're kind of noticing around and figuring out what vendors are here, go see Edwin. He's set up in the back. So, all right, we always want to talk about the state of the company. This is kind of your guys' business in action as a group. And what I can tell you is everything is up. Everything is in the green. It's awesome to kind of watch this, especially as we hit that second quarter, that spring market that we're all anxious for. So with that being said, here's our month, and this is how April ended up. We did 198 units. That's pretty good. We're actually up for the year collectively on all these categories by about 40 to 50%. That's a big increase in the last few years. So that just means you guys are doing more deals, more volume, more everything. And with that closed sales volume, 54 million, this is our future business. This is what we want to see going into June, July. Listings taking 155. Obviously, we sold 86 listings. Contracts written, we are now increasing that to the 204 mark, which is awesome. That's a lot of future business. Post GCI didn't get updated, but that is $1.3 million we paid out in commissions last month. It's a lot of money. So you guys are doing awesome. Keep up the great work. Ride this spring market as long as you can. And obviously Will and I are here to support anything that you need in order to navigate that. Any questions on the numbers? Good. All right, we had some first timers. These are always good celebrations. Do we have anybody in here? I think so. Pat Gibbons just got a buyer and a seller under contract. SMR did a contract, listing contract. Desiree just did a listing contract, and Harka also got a listing contract. So for first deals to start to get a sign in the yard, that's a pretty impressive. So great job to all those guys. I mean, the first year is always the hardest, and you get your first deal out, and these folks have only been here for a couple months, so they're working hard and it's paying off. All right, so as far as our top producers, we had an amazing top producer board this month. It starts with the individuals with Jared Gettle and Trisha Stonecipher on the individual board. Brock Schmillion's team, Dave Monsoor Group, great job for you guys. Sonia, welcome to you today to join us today. It's awesome. Thank you, Jared Gettle. Randall Jackson team had an amazing month as well. Justin Mole back up there. Sonia, you guys split the number 3 spot. Liz Hamburger Group, Lane Thrush, and the Accardo team. And it's getting a lot. Next year we'll have to add another category probably. Trisha Stonecipher and Ashley takes the number 2. Wenchball Group sweeps the 2 on the team spots. Accardo and Lane on 2. And number 1, Ashley, Brem, and Justin swap for units and volume. Adrian Young, another amazing team numbers. That's over 7,032,000 units. And Joe Reminder, you and Emily, great job. You guys had an amazing month. So let's give these guys a round of applause. Great work. All right, well, we have a few agents. We brought in 6 in April, but since our last meeting, we have a few to celebrate. Jason Ford. He's going to be working kind of primarily out of the Dillsburg office. He lives close. He took a little bit of a break. Now he's back. He's already doing 2 or 3 deals. So welcome back to Jason. Brenda is in our referral program. She transferred from the Pittsburgh office, and Leslie Scott will be out of the Chambersburg office. Housekeeping stuff. don't forget, your license expires on May 31st. I have a list upstairs of about 100 of you. So I hope you're all just really good procrastinators, and in the next 10 days, it'll be done. If you have any questions, you have to complete your 14 hours, do that online. I believe there's actually, continuing ed happening maybe today, but I think REAC's done after today though. So you have to resort to the online feature, and then you have to go into PALS and you have to pay the 96? Yeah, and just renew. That's your renewal. You don't have to do anything with your transcripts. You just keep them in case you get audited and the state needs to see it. So, Haley, did you have a question? She did. She had her hand raised. That was going to come on. Any other questions? That would be pretty. Any other questions on continuing? Is everyone gonna do about it? Not making any call? Yes, yes. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Compliance, we talked about this. Will covered it with some very scary examples. But when you're doing advertising compliance, make sure you have the broker information in it. We tend to get a little bit lazy with Facebook. Flyer marketing has to have the broker name, and the phone number can't be larger than your name. Or I'm sorry, your name and phone number can't be larger than the broker name. Did I touch everything? Good. What happens, Will, if you get caught by the state? What's the scariest example?
Well, the one example I had last week was someone got fined $5,000.
Yeah.
By the commission said.
It's a little hefty.
You have a payment plan?
And I tell you, sometimes if the state needs money, they'll come cracking down on you, and there's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. So I had put a post out on Zillow preview about a month ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. I wanted to kind of elaborate a little bit more on this. We're still kind of figuring some things out. Our office elected to have this as a tool. You don't have to do it. It's optional. You don't have to use it. It's just another tool feature. It's basically when it boils down to coming soon of a coming soon. There is a disclosure on this page here. You would have to do this. It's a third-party compensation disclosure by Bright, but it covers us. The Zillow preview is a national option, but it also has to comply with your Bright MLS rules. So when you have a listing active, Bright's rule is within 48 hours, there has to be published in Bright. So the coming soon of the coming soon really preview only gives you 48 hours to do that. The benefit of it is that it is allowing you to potentially capture more leads or more activity on your listing. Zillow is more about whoever has the most money, who has the deepest pockets is always the premier agent, right? When you go live, you go and look at the bottom and you'll see somebody else. In this situation, you control all incoming leads in Zillow preview. Everybody's in it. So all you have to do is go through Zillow Workspace and you just do your login, you set up your dashboard. You would have to manually put it in Zillow preview. It's easy. It imports a lot of stuff. So if you choose to do it, have the disclosure signed by your client, know that you're really only 2 days on market. It may benefit you in being able to capture some leads. If you don't want to do it, that's okay too. But that's what I've been able to kind of learn in the last couple weeks. I wanted to share that with you guys. Any questions that I hope I can answer?
Yeah. Anybody tried it and is it worth it?
I use it, but I don't use it as like the preview. I linked mine, and the analytics portion is really good because it shows you the breakdown of like agents versus buyers that are looking at it. So I've called agents that I saw, like looked at something that's coming soon just to give them like a heads up, like, to kind of attract more showings. And I like it.
Good. I think with anything, as long as you're looking for the positive, you'll get the positive. So I know the window's small, but I do want to say when you go on Bright, it then goes in, like even if it's coming soon on Bright, then it goes into the generic marketing Zillow. So then everybody else gets the lead, whoever's changed that is a great thing.
I have a question. So with the way that the listing agreement's written, couldn't you write it in that it would be advertised in Zillow as coming soon for longer than that? Like, how's I understand that MLS form says 48 hours, but if your client puts in the listing agreement.
Correct.
Different.
I'm gonna defer this to Will. Yeah, I don't know. Cause I know in some cases, like if you take a listing agreement and it's not going on the MLS within a reasonable amount of time, I think it's a couple days. You have to specify in the listing agreement that it's going on said date
Yes.
or whatever, and that's page 5. So you do have to disclose that, but yeah, I don't know. That's probably, we'll either have to look into it.
Isn't Bright changing their rules though, so that it has to go immediate?
Yes.
Oh, they are?
You have an
As of
active listing,
when?
it's gotta go in.
I think that's probably in a month or two.
Okay. So this might be not even,
They can change it, but if your client says that they want it differently.
there is a space for that on page 5
Yeah.
that you can elect that. We'll probably have to go par hotline with that or even Bright. Again, there's too many like. I don't know. Entities of real estate. You have Bright, you have our state, you have our board. So you have all these different things that we have to please to make sure we're doing it right and not putting ourselves or our broker into any harm's way. But that's a good question. Like these are things we're trying to have to navigate and figure out. But I can make sure that if we put that language there, we could lay it out. Yes.
Bright has a form that if you're not going to put it in right away, or you can send that into them so that you're in compliance with them.
In case they ask for it or something. Any other questions on this?
Is it price good?
No,
Other than that?
no, it's part of being an AW agent, so. So. I mean, I guess it kind of is, you're paying a monthly membership, so it's in that, but it's not going on. So yeah, that's just another feature. It's so early, but it sounds like you like it. I mean, it at least allows you to
Yeah,
track data
right.
better.
User friendly too, like it links everything. I think it like looks better than Bright too, to like be honest.
Yeah.
Like it just.
And if you're not capturing. It's, I guess, what it is, whatever you use it as. Part of this, so the one thing I haven't quite figured out, so Zillow has Zillow Flex. Understand Zillow Flex? Zillow Flex is a feature where they can give you a buyer that should be qualified on a home, and I think it's a 40% pay at the table referral. It's salty. However, if that Zillow Flex lead buys your house, you get 10% of that. That's part of this third-party compensation. I don't know who's tracking it. It's a rabbit hole haven't figured out how to go down yet, but that is supposed to be an incentive of the Zillow preview option, is that there's potentially more compensation that can come from a Zillow Flex buyer that might be using another agent, buys your listing, you get 10% of that. But I haven't seen it done, and people are like, who's tracking it? I don't know. I'm gonna guess Zillow is, but on the honor system, I can't really support that that's gonna happen. So all still very new. We'll come out with more updates, but I wanted to add on this today because we put that out on Facebook and I wanted to just elaborate a little bit more on it. And so Memorial Day is already here, Monday. It's crazy. Our office is closed on Memorial Day. If you need it, you can use the lockbox if you're going to be working that day. Scott Leroy is running a basic online Zoom training. This is free. You guys can go on Tuesday from 1 to 2 if you're looking at how to use Canva at a higher level. Again, Canva is an option now that you have through Command. So if you wanted to try to incorporate that with your CRM, your smart plans, your campaigns, this is a free training that Scott Leroy Marketing is doing for our KW agents. And we'll make sure that more announcements go out. A couple different things we got coming on. PAR is doing another luncheon. Rip Roaring Realtors, basically a panel on like high energy real estate agents. what they're doing and how they're doing so well in the market. That is on Second Street. I think that's the Hilton. $25 for members. And we have Wealth Building Wednesday coming up on June 3rd. If you don't know what Wealth Building Wednesday is, the region puts this on. It's one Wednesday a month, and it's different speakers on how they built wealth through different avenues of real estate, not just doing the traditional stuff. So this is also free to you guys as Keller Williams agents. Andrew's going to be doing a lunch and learn coming back on Tuesday, June 9th. We also do have Joe doing another class. We're waiting on that. And I believe Phil's doing an AI class. We just talked, what's that smart for? Phil and I were talking. He's an early adopter of technology, and we all know about AI. He has basically volunteered his time to teach how we can systematize it with our CRM, with our business. So stay tuned on those dates. We will get those out. Unless it's already on there. No. We want to thank our vendors today. We have a lot of them here, just for being out here supporting us, supporting you guys in your business, making your jobs easier when you guys need things done. And I wanted to do this. How are we doing on time? Okay, we're doing okay. We do this scenario. It seems to be doing well. Does everyone agree? Is it pretty good? Is it useful scenarios? So I want to do two rapid fire ones real quick. These are pretty entry level, but we deal with them so often. I just want to hear a couple solutions around it. First one, you have a buyer in this amazing market, 2026. He sees a house he loves and he wants to offer 100 grand under price. What is the conversation that you have with him?
Call Jordan Pusker.
Have you interviewed other agents?
How would you handle this?
I have clients I'm dealing with that now. We're on contract 2 already that we lost, so, but I feel like 2 more will probably, maybe they'll come to realize that they'll have to change up their approach. I mean, they're not lowballing every time, but it's, when you already have 2 offers in hand and then they want to come in 5 grand under and have inspections and, and your VA, the reality you have to have that conversation like this, this is what our competition is. This is where, days on market, these are, how much things are going over on average and showing them. Fran Valerio had on her Middletown property, she listed it at 250. We thought it was underpriced. We went in at 280. There were 49 showings, 20 offers, and then she actually did the breakdown of how many were cash, how many waived inspections, and I sent that to my other clients too.
And they still went under?
No, they're getting better. They're like escalating. They're getting like I said, we're gonna have to probably do 2 more like contracts before the reality is like, okay, now we'll have to go in like 20 grand over, 30 grand over.
So each warming up to realistic offers. Fran does that a lot. She actually, it's an okay strategy if it works, but.
She didn't mean to actually reduce it though. She said that's what the culture showing. I'm like,
Oh.
she's like, she doesn't know Middletown though.
Yeah. Anyway, that's how we do navigate that.
Yeah, I had a client recently that kept going under asking. He was just looking for a deal and really needs a house. So I'm showing him, 20 houses a week, like no joke. And he's underbidding all of them and we're losing all of them. And I had the conversation with him, I kind of leveled it up each time. And it's like, hey, look, like this is not what the market's doing. We can keep doing this, but you're not going to want a house this way. And I know you need a house. And then I sent him the REAC stats showing, look, sellers are getting on average 100% of asking price.
Mm-hmm.
Now, some are going to be lower and some are going to be higher. But I think after I showed him that, and then he really liked the house and he wanted to underbid on it. And I said, look, you really want this house. Like, I think you should reconsider, at least coming up a little bit. And he ended up going 8K over and winning the house.
Awesome.
But it took, it took six offer losses and a couple hard conversations.
Sometimes you have to have those results allow you to have that conversation.
Yeah.
They're the data, which was fantastic. And then tie the emotions into it. Like,
yeah,
hey, you love this house. It checks all the boxes. If we lose by 5 grand, which you can ask a mortgage guy what that equates to over the course of a 30-year loan, probably $20. Are you okay with that? And oftentimes there's few things will at least get them to realize like, yeah, well, I need to be a little bit more serious in this market. So good job. Here's a new one we're seeing more and more. You get an inspection report. It's a disaster. Well, it looks like it's a disaster. You gotta decipher the information. How do you, the buyer thinks it's the worst thing, the house is falling apart. You're reading it as all right, this isn't terrible. I've seen worse. How do you have that conversation with that buyer? How do you navigate them to not kill the deal and work through the problem?
I actually had this happen. This is the first time it's ever happened to me, but I had an inspection report come back, buyers freaked out. And I told them, I said, if I got the seller to fix everything on this report, do you still want the house? They're like, no, it's too far gone. So we canceled. A month later, we went back under contract on the same house after the sellers fixed everything.
Oh.
But that's my verbiage. It's like, if I make everything perfect, do you still want it? And if you tell me no, then
That's a good way to put it.
yeah.
I like that.
It was just scary because like there was a crawl space where there was like mold that the sellers clearly like never went in there since they bought it. And it affected some of the floorboards. There was a newer roof and the sheathing was showing mold because it wasn't vented properly. Well, the seller was a nurse and she freaked out and had little kids. She's like, absolutely not, and made everything get fixed anyway. You know, so they were like, there's no way they're gonna fix it. That's what they kept telling me. I said, but if I get them to fix this. And it did work out, yeah. Month, yeah. They had to, in like the scenario earlier, sometimes the buyers just constantly have to get their feelings hurt until they realize what reality is.
Try to front end the situation by having a conversation before they get the report that it might look scary, and I show an example of one. And then I try to get them to identify the top 3 things once we get it that they would want fixed.
How do you handle it? And you get that?
I tell them, is this a make or break for you to have the house? You know, I'm just, I've done it before. I've done it a few times.
It's might be easy. You're gonna have, you can say, is it really that important? Is it worth going back out and looking at other properties and starting this all over if they're not willing to fix something that's? Yeah.
And to piggyback that, this is a house that we won competing against another offer. And another one I had, I don't know how we won with the inspections competing. And I said, well, the seller has these other offers to entertain. So how important is a GFCI to you that you can fix for $25-30?
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Good collaboration. Hermtown, are they down here? Brooke and Shannon down here? No? All right, we're gonna skip to, right, I saw a hand. No. We're gonna skip to you, Andrew, and then we'll see if they come back. You ready? Good news for us. I'm taking my dining table.
Those are good pens. We need more of them.
All right. We start off with market snapshot over the last 8 years. Days on market. This is for York County, list price received, median sale price. We're not much different than COVID right now, really.
Except the interest rates.
Getting there next. Your average rates last 8 years during those time periods.
Get this for your data set. Good.
The only thing that's like super evident is a lot of these people are sitting on a ton of equity. A ton of equity. Like I bought my first house in 07. You know what I mean? These people- it's not slowing despite rates, you know, and I think that's the thing to keep in mind is these rates rise because of inflationary concerns that we're having just because of the stuff in the Middle East with oil. you still got an inventory issue, you know? There's not anything that has changed with that. So your narrative with your buyer is like, a lot of them are like, oh, it's like, wait, look at what has happened with these rates. Look at what's happened with the prices. You can wait and pay 20 more grand for the same house next year. You know? Multiple offers are still hindering buyers, you know, like pretty much always. Adams County is a little bit more slack on it, you know? Get into Maryland, it's a little bit better. Your lender should be more than just rate quote in today's market. It's strategy with a lot of this stuff. It really is strategy, you know? Just talking like bridge loans, there's some bridge products out there now that allow you to like exclude the current housing expense completely. So like for those people that are sitting on like a crazy amount of equity, it could be a fit for them. Probably something worth looking at. I'm not gonna get into all the specifics on it, but it's definitely like product is like the way we're winning deals. We put together something, if you attended the training we had that talked about like our FHA buyers and like the 10 ways that you can like solidify or strengthen your FHA offer. This is a good piece to throw at your buyers too, because it puts it on me. It doesn't put it on you. You're not trying to sell them into doing this, right? Just some examples of some things they could pick: stronger deposit, having a plan for repairs, flexible timing for the seller, cover certain seller costs, offer appraisal gap coverage, all the usuals, right? Limit contingencies, but it's coming from us. It's not coming from you, you know? So it takes a little bit of that ownership off. So 2 of these products, you know, come talk to me about it. I got some marketing collateral on the bridge stuff too that I can give to you. But if you guys have questions that are specific, we can run a scenario, give you an idea. The bridge stuff, a lot of it's not even like re-credit qualifying for the bridge product. It's because it's such an equity-based product. They just look at the equity position for that person and how much equity they have. Any questions? We'll keep it short and sweet here.
Okay. You were getting hungry?
Come see us for drinks out there. We got cocktails out
Oh,
there.
yeah. For all the booze.
We're gonna go back.
All right, last but not least, hometown, Denton Brook.
All right, hello. Joking on talking to you, I apologize. That's the most Brooke thing. So we're just gonna talk quickly about taking title in real estate. We get a lot of questions and books.
He skipped you, by the way.
He raps.
We would have to. We were doing-
He can. Yeah, there you go.
Here is deed, title, and mortgage. We get a lot of people who want to be on the deed, but they don't understand to be on the deed, you gotta be on title and you're gonna sign the mortgage document. To be on one, you have to be included on the other two, unless a person is going to be just on the mortgage. They don't have to be on deed and title. It's just stating that they have financial. So scenario one, buyer one is married, husband is the person who finances. Husband is the person whose finances are being used to purchase. He is the only person listed on the contract. He notifies his agent that he wants to include his spouse on the deed. What do we need? Agents need to alert the title company that spouse is being added. We need an addendum prepared and signed by both parties that adds that spouse. We will also need the same info that we collect for the buyer number one, so security number, email, phone number. And clients should be aware that joining on the deed will also include the spouse on title, commitment, and the mortgage. The mortgage doc is the one that people fuss about a lot. You have to be on all three. There's no other way around it. Scenario number two, buyer one and buyer two are married. They're both included on the agreement of sale. Buyer two alerts title and lender that he does not want to be on the deed. Is this allowed? Yes. I actually had this happen. This client just signed the mortgage document and any associated lender docs. He did not care about being on title or the deed because they were a married couple. This was unique because they were trying to avoid paying a capital contribution fee to Lake Mead again, because the wife already owned a property in Lake Mead. Husband married with her, they're buying a new one together, and because he never paid the capital contribution fee on the first one, they were gonna go after it on the second one, even the wife did pay. So this was the only way around that, was him just signing on the mortgage, and it is allowed. Situations to consider. This is one situation. Client is solely under contract on a property. Client lists his marital status as married, but does not include the spouse on any documents. Without a spousal waiver signed by his spouse, when a client goes to sell this property, spouse will have to join. That's one thing. You have a married buyer client buying a house and they don't want to be on deed, title, mortgage. When they go to sell that house, if they never put a spousal waiver in place when they purchased, when they go to sell, that spouse still has to come and sign the deed. That's another one that gets people a lot of times. PA is a marital rights state. So spouse has to be involved, whether they purchased it without or not. We get that a lot, but I'm not on the deed.
Can they sign a spousal waiver on the back end?
We accept. Yes. Situation number 2. When seller 1 purchased this property, she was still legally married. This is another big common one when you're in the middle of a divorce and they split ways and go each buy their own house. So she took title as sole owner of this property, but the divorce decree was not issued until after the date of the deed that was recorded. Seller 1 then remarries years later and they both live together in this same property. Then seller 1 and 2 are now ready to sell their home. Title search comes back and shows seller 1 was divorced during her ownership of the property. What does title need? Do you guys have any guess what kind of stuff we're gonna need from?
Has to sign off, don't they?
The ex does not have to sign off if they have a separation agreement with their attorneys. We only need, I understand separation and divorce agreements are personal, they're private, they don't want to share that with title. We will accept pages out of that just outlines the property, like husband gets this property, wife gets this property. We need that spelled out. We see page 1, that page that shows it, and a signature page, we are happy with that. If there is no separation agreement, yeah, that guy's gotta come and join on the deed.
So to get ahead of that, like if we have the situation and my buyer's going through, try to get this done.
Yes.
Like
You have a
suggest a
client
spousal
married.
waiver,
Yeah.
like let's get this done that way. and-
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. And if you have a client who's in the middle of a divorce and buying a property, I would recommend to your client, make sure you have it spelled out in a separation agreement that this property is solely mine. Then when that person goes to sell later on.
Can they do the waiver then?
You can, but you're in the middle of a divorce. You don't really need a spousal waiver. Right? Because you're separated.
So I actually have a question. Because let's say husband and wife own property, bought it together. They are still legally married, but they do a separation agreement, property's listed. Husband owns property, wife signs off equity, everything, she gets paid out. They get divorced, but still legally own property, on deed, on mortgage.
Yeah.
But he wants to refinance, do all the good stuff. So then what would title need in that moment to like get wife?
So wife would have to sign off the deed.
Okay,
And then a split proceeds agreement was done, where it spells out like. wife
okay,
gets
so like no,
50%
it
of the
would
pot.
be,
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah, you know what, if the person signs off on the deed, then we're good, like
Okay.
seller 1 in this situation number 2, say she took this bought this property. Yeah, that's gonna back, yeah, it's confusing. How to
It's like a
say
mix
that,
of
right?
like two situations.
It is, because when you're married and you're about to buy, even if you're in the middle, if you don't have a divorce decree yet, you still have ownership in a property potentially, so you've got to
Yeah,
protect
there's
yourself.
situations like both of them.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
it gets tricky.
it gets tricky. Does anyone else have any other questions? There are a lot of scenarios like this. I try to do a few that are like.
An LLC. There's, they're married, they still need a spousal waiver.
Yeah. LLC separate. So, yeah, if they go into it on the LLC on the deed, you're okay, even as sole owner. So, that's another thing with the LLC that's a sole owner, just keep in mind, if you have a sole owner LLC seller, we require the EIN number and their social security number. If it's a LLC with multiple partners, then we don't need a social security number, but if it's ever a sole member, we need a social. That throws people off a lot. So, any questions? Just kind of our quick little thing.
I'm quick, just so the very first scenario, just to make sure I understand. One wants to be, they both want to be on the deed, but one's only approved for the mortgage.
Yeah.
So upfront, already have a separate addendum adding the
If
wife
they're on
or this,
reason of sale as husband and wife, we don't need an addendum.
right?
But they're
But
not.
doesn't the mortgage not want an extra person on that
The
if they're
person
not?
that's financially responsible, they're the only person signing like the note. Or not the. People think that you're signing the mortgage, that makes.
Well,
you
I mean, on the
financially
agreement of sale, the lenders don't want to see a name.
As long as the lender's okay with them joining title later, we need an addendum, the lender might not want the addendum.
That's what I mean,
Yeah,
is they
give
may
the
not
addendum
want
up.
the second person on the
They
agreement.
might
sale
not
up
because
front.
it throws their finance off.
Yeah, okay.
So you're saying not to put,
So I'm
the
saying,
lender should
if,
be okay with letting the non-borrowing spouse be on title in the deed.
I'm talking about the agreement of sale, that way I can get upfront when I write, because every time it's always a shit show, I'm like, hey.
Yeah.
I always send an email like, this is what's gonna happen, and I never know, like, do I put them on the agreement of sale, do I not put them on the agreement of sale, I feel like it's always different. The per lender?
Yeah,
Andrew?
they might have.
Oh,
Say to put both
so just
there
get
because
smash
the
burgers and
lender
both.
shows us who's the financial.
Right.
But we also, I would put them both on there. Unless that 100%.
It's when it's just a, put it as a separate, then the lender doesn't see.
Yeah.
Every time, and then let them,
As a spouse, they- And then the other things we have.
Okay.
Just been kind of this recently, so yeah.
okay,
But if they just die in payments, more than likely, when they have stolen health, nothing happens, but they can, but they come back, so the safest way to do it is in a life insurance policy, it pays off, making them the grantor. So that it pays off
Okay.
the entire thing, the person that's not on the loan, they're still protected by the person that is on the loan.
the insurances, that's a good,
They're
there.
cheap because of young, somewhat young, so that's what they do.
That's a good idea.
Sorry, I thought it was more simple than that.
It is complicated. Agreed. But, all right, we're just gonna do our drawing real quick and then we're done, right?
Well, in a polyamorous.
Cluster. Normally. All right, this for your. Martha. Here. Where's she at?
After you to win.
Yes.
Yes. And Gettysburg. The person in this one has a 75% chance. And she sure did, and she did, so great. Hey, she hear you. But, all right, thanks, guys.
Thank you. All right, one last thing before we get, so this solar stove package actually comes with a bunch of stuff.
You
Good for
have
kids.
this, able to, if you
Oh.
can, except for that, we don't have that, we have this and this. If you don't want to hear, come enter over the booth.
No solar stove. Kids, word. That's very big. Yeah. Little.
that for you.
Let's look at the percent. Stanley, and then we do T-shirt, KW T-shirt, transaction fee, and a monthly. Good.
Emily,
You want me to go over it again?
Uh,
I don't think you're paid.
Oh, you're mean for that. You have a question for the class?
Liz,
Hey, you want the s'mores cake?
Lucas,
Lucas?
John Lucas, I'm sorry,
Oh,
John.
John. Oh, wow. Solar stove, Stanley or shirt? Stanley. There you go.
New name this time. Sorry.
Blake.
Where's he at?
He was here.
Oh, yeah.
You want the tight shipper.
Like coffee.
That was the time out.
Solo stove or t-shirt
The stove.
for the B and B?
Yeah.
Hey.
Amanda,
Lance?
yes.
Okay. T-shirt. So Julie has them, so just give hers. Okay, and hold on, when is our next office meeting? June 20th, I think. June 17th. Wow, I was way off.
Close.
Go eat. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
3 days. I'm way off.